Hello everyone, welcome again to the Chequamegon Food Co-op. My name is Malorie Peterson, and today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on making lemonade cupcakes, the perfect summertime treat. So today I'm going to be walking you through mixing up the cake. We'll bake it together, and then we're also going to be making a buttercream frosting to top it with, and we'll be decorating it with fresh local fruit as well as some beautiful daisies. So here we go, let's start mixing. So for today's cupcakes, we're gonna start with a box mix I get here at the Chequamegon Food Co-op, and we're going to be following the baking instructions on the back. These are for this box instruction is for a 9-inch baking pan, but we're going to be putting it into cupcakes. There's enough cake here for 24 cupcakes. And we're going to be following the baking instructions they give here. So we've got 2 eggs, 8 tablespoons of melted and cooled butter, and 3/4 cup of milk. The addition we'll be putting in today will be 1 zested lemon. So let's start. We've got our excellent cake mix here. Put that in our trusty mixer. If you don't have a stand mixer at home, you can use a hand mixer, or you can also mix it by hand. I've done all of the following. All right, next we're gonna add our 2 eggs. Gonna put in our 3/4 cup of milk. Our 8 tablespoons of melted butter, room temperature. We've got the zest of 1 lemon, and we're gonna add 3 drops of yellow just to give it that pretty lemon yellow color. Make sure our mixer is locked, and I'm just gonna put it on a low speed to incorporate it all together to start with. Once that's all incorporated, we'll give it a good scrape. And if you'd like some more yellow, you can go ahead and add more yellow. If you want to do a pink lemonade cupcake, you could add some pink instead of yellow. We'll give this a good scrape. Down the sides of the bowl. The bottom is where that cake mix, any flour likes to stick. So you want to make sure and get down in there as well. See that flour down there? Put it back down, lock it in, and we're gonna put it on a good medium speed. For probably about 1 minute to 2 minutes. You just wanna make sure it's all in there real well. So now that we've mixed the batter all up, you just wanna make sure you scrape it all off the sides of your bowl and off your paddle. You wanna get it all so you can make 24 cupcakes. Pretty good. These tiny spatulas are like where it's at as far as scraping any paddles or whisks. They're great. Sink. Release our bowl. Just gonna give it 1 more good stir. Looks pretty good to me. All right. So when I fill my cupcake papers, I just kind of eyeball it. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna fill them like just under half full. Gets a little messy. But if you do it right, we'll be able to get 24 cupcakes out of this. And when we bake it, we're gonna follow the instructions on the box. It says 18 to 22 minutes, and 18 minutes should do the trick. One thing I really love about lemon well, I love lemon so much. I feel like it's a flavor you can use any time of the year, really. It's just so palate cleansing and refreshing. And especially in a dessert in the hot weather, they go very well together. Let's get these filled up. You could put this in a piping bag and pipe it in, would also be an easy way. Some people have like those really nice measured out scoops. That way you can get the perfect amount in each one. But the more you practice eyeballing it, the easier it gets. Don't always have to have the fanciest stuff in your kitchen. As long as you have some patience and creativity, you make a lot of things happen. I'm going to come back and even any out. They're low. Start over here. So we have our oven preheated to 350, and we're going to put our cupcakes in the middle rack. There we go. We're going to set a timer for 16 minutes. We'll check it at 16. They may bake as long as 18. The box says 18 to 22. The best idea is to just check them as you go, and as the time gets closer, open the oven, give them a look. We'll know when they're done when we insert a toothpick and it comes out clean. So we can start on our frosting now that our cupcakes are in the oven. Our cupcakes came out of the oven. They baked for 16 minutes. I tested them with a toothpick. It came out clean. So now they're cooling. And while our cupcakes are cooling, we're going to start on the frosting. We're going to make a buttercream frosting here. And what I have is 1 cup of softened unsalted butter, 6 cups of confectioner's sugar, zest of 1 lemon, and 5 tablespoons of lemon juice, which is essentially 1 large lemon's juice worth. We'll also be adding a dash of milk. So we're going to start by creaming this butter. There we go. Get it in there. We're going to put it on a high speed. What we want to do is make this butter nice and light and airy. It's going to lighten up in color. I like to let it run about 2 to 3 minutes, and we'll scrape the sides in between. So now that our butter's been nice and creamed up, we're going to start adding our confectioner's sugar. And I like to add it, this is 1/3 cup at a time. We just want your mixer on low, and we're just going to get it incorporated before we really turn it up. And this is quite a bit of sugar to add, so we're just going to take our time here. As you can see, it's getting a bit dry. So at this point, what I'll do is we will add our lemon juice. We'll add our lemon zest. I'm going to pinch this in because it gets kind of clumpy. There we go. Great, now we can add some more sugar. see if we can't just put that in there. Great, so let's let that incorporate. And once it does, we'll scrape the sides and then we'll crank it up, whip it up. Got everything incorporated. I gave the bowl as good a scrape as I could. So what we're gonna do is add a dash of milk here. We'll turn it up and then we'll definitely scrape the sides a couple more times. So I'd say probably, this looks like I'd add about a tablespoon. I'm just gonna kind of eyeball it really, because we can always add a little bit more. So now that it's in there, here we go, guys. And you can let your frosting whip up like this for about another 3 to 5 minutes. On how much frosting you're making in a batch, of how long you'll have to let it go. But as you can see, it just becomes whiter and fluffier, larger in volume. So now that our frosting is all whipped up, as you can see here, I put it into 2 separate bowls. What we're going to do to frost these cupcakes is we're going to make a pink frosting, like a pink lemonade color, and then a yellow lemonade color. Putting the 2 different colors in this 18-inch frosting bag I've got here. And the tip that I'm going to be using is a very large round tip. It is a Wilton 2A. One thing to remember about this frosting is it has lemon zest in it. So if you're want to use something other than a round tip, you want to make sure that it's a very large tip, because otherwise your bag will your tip will get a little bit clogged from the lemon zest. So we're going to color this one pink. I'm just going to put 3 drops in here. And we'll put 3 drops in here. And I'm wondering if, Sarah, you'd like to come mix up some frosting with me?
Oh, I can totally come mix up some frosting.
Great. Come on over.
You want the...
Yeah. Either one. Let's grab the yellow.
Sure. I've never used a fun spatula like this.
Yeah, so these,
It's so bright.
These are actually from like a frosting company. They were given to me as a bit of a gift. Great. I know these spatulas aren't the easiest to use, but they get the job done. Yeah, nice light pink. Nothing too crazy. That looks wonderful. Thanks for mixing that up with me.
You are welcome. Look at that.
Yeah.
Ooh, frosting. All right.
Great. So we're gonna take our bag. We're gonna put our tip in the bottom. Make sure it's down there. And to put 2 different colors inside this bag, we'll just start with one. And what you're going to do is try to keep it as far to one side as possible. So when loading this bag up, we will just try our best to keep it down on one side. If it mixes, that's okay, because they are going to mix eventually. But what I like to do is just kind of like use my hand like to help scrape off the frosting and keep it in one spot. And just kind of work your way down the bag. You can kind of see what I did in there. Keep it on one side. You got a shot of that? So then, we'll put our yellow on the other side. Three scoops of each. Press it all down evenly from the top. Let's see what comes out here. Can you see that?
Kind of.
Can you see the pink and the yellow?
I can see it from here. It's a little,
Yeah.
it's a little vague on the
Great.
camera.
Okay, that's
but-
okay. Well, we've got our frosting all set, so I'm going to set this aside because what we're going to do next is put some lemon curd inside of our cupcakes. So now that we've got our piping bag all set, what we want to do is fill our cupcakes with some lemon curd. This is a pre-made lemon curd that you can purchase here at the co-op. Fill these cupcakes with some lemon curd. I put some lemon curd in a piping bag, and what we're going to do is just like poke a little slit in the top of these cupcakes so I can get my piping bag down in there. Poke it about halfway down. And we're just going to stick the bag in there. Give it a good squeeze. Make a little mess. That's how you know you're doing it right, guys. Feels like probably a teaspoon in there will do. Then we'll take our piping bag full of frosting, and we've got a pink and a yellow inside there. And what we're going to do is start on the outside of the cupcake, and we're going to make 3 swirls into the middle. Just 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. See? Pink and yellow swirl on top. If you want to add more food coloring, it's totally up to you. This recipe gives you enough frosting for all 24 cupcakes. Great. So to finish off these cupcakes today, we're just going to top them off with some sliced strawberries and some daisy flowers. I just recently found out that daisy flowers are edible and they grow wild around these parts, and I've seen so many this summer. I've never seen so many ever before. And I love putting a nice edible decoration on top of a cupcake. You can take it off if you want to, but I found that daisies have a very mild, very neutral flavor. So they're really not going to change the flavor. They'll give it a little bit of a texture change, but I think you'll enjoy them, which is why we'll put some on. So here we go. Each cupcake will get a strawberry. I'll just press it on there. Like so. Just make sure your strawberries are cut into bite size. Kind of the only rule of thumb on the strawberries. And then here we go. Top them off with a daisy. Down here, like so. Your perfect little summertime treat. After finishing decorating our cupcakes, we garnished the plate with some extra strawberries for all those berry lovers and some fresh mint from the garden, which would also taste very good with the cupcakes. So feel free to help yourself to that. Yeah, this recipe is perfect for any occasion. And if you want to leave the daisies off, feel free. If you want to add different fruit, that would be wonderful as well. You really can pair just about anything with lemon. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Thanks so much for your time, and have a really great summer. We'll see you soon with another cake tutorial. Thanks.